I don't know if you guys are ready for this video because I honestly am not really ready for this video. Title says McDonald's and Taco Bell still use beef that is putting public health at risk, according to a new investigation.
I really wanted to get it right, trying to find some balance in my life.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back, fam. Welcome back, my cousins. How are y'all doing today? I was going to do this video with a different video, but I'm going to make them separate. So I kind of stopped eating at certain places when they started selling Beyond Beef and stuff like that, because I'm always at the fear, because they always like to substitute when they don't have something. Say you order a 2-piece, a leg and a thigh, and maybe they'll give you a wing and a breast because they didn't have it and they didn't say anything to you. So I'm always about, oh, they might switch it out. So let's get into this article. Before I do, please do me a big old favor. Hit that like button, share this video out. The article reads, nobody wants to buy beef that will harm their families or the environment, but companies often try to keep it under wraps or skirt the issue when it comes to what's in their beef. Case in point, many fast food restaurants have pledged to reduce the use of antibiotics from where they source their beef. Some aren't actually making any headway into making do on the promise, and in fact still have ties to suppliers that have some questionable practices. The recent investigation by The Guardian revealed that McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Wendy'S have ties to farms and meat packing firms that are using dangerous antibiotics. The Bureau of Investigative Journalism and The Guardian obtained unpublished government records that tied the three chains to beef suppliers that still use antibiotics, considered highest priority, critically important to human health, or HPCIAs. So they're going deep with it. They said the World Health Organization, also known as WHO, has called for the use of these types of antibiotics to be stopped in food sources because they are considered essential for saving human lives, and the use in food animals can make the bacteria resistant to these antibiotics, putting human lives in jeopardy. U.S. Senator Cory Booker even goes so far as to label the use of these antibiotics by some companies as a reckless overuse. Now, I can think of a lot of reckless overuse things that are being done, like creating lab-grown meat for us to eat. And to call the use of major contributor to this deadly public health threat built on maximizing profit over human health. According to the investigation, 10 of the biggest meat packers had evidence of these HPCIAs, with some using as high as 7. JBS, which sells to Wendy's and Taco Bell, was found to have the highest at 7. Cargill, the company that sells to McDonald's, was found to have 5. And the study shows there were other antibiotics found that weren't considered HPCIAs. The U.S. banned the use of antibiotics for growth purposes in 2017, and the use of all antibiotics dropped substantially. However, there is no ban on antibiotics for the treatment or prevention of disease in animals, and one veterinarian and public health consultant said in an article, the levels the companies were using for illness prevention was essentially at the same level as those used when they were using them for growth in the past. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm not done, but I'm going to tell you what I think. I think they are trying to steer us, and no pun intended, like with the cows. They're trying to steer us away from eating the meat. That is why they're producing all of this Beyond Beef, and all these billionaires are investing in all of these companies, and then they're trying to force this stuff down our throats, and why we shouldn't be eating real meat. But anyway, all three companies have pledged to reduce antibiotics in their meat supply. Taco Bell is shooting for a 25% reduction by 2025, Wendy's has pledged to reduce the use of medically important antibiotics by 2030. McDonald's did not meet its initial goal and had to revise its plan for beef. What the heck does that mean? Question, when you revise something for meat, what does that mean? You gonna bring in fake meat? Beyond meat? What are you doing? I don't eat McDonald's, but I still like a good nugget, even though they ain't the best anymore. Maybe I'm just hungry because I'm still fasting. But anyway, this is crazy. In the end, there isn't any evidence that antibiotic-free meat is safer to consume, and some antibiotic use is necessary to prevent disease and ensure healthy animals. Both JBS and Cargill had statements to that effect. However, according to the Centers for Disease Control, antibiotics resistance is responsible for 35,000 deaths in the U.S. and 1.3 million worldwide. So its use is certainly a real public threat. I also feel like a threat to the consumer is, when doctors overprescribe antibiotics. Your body gets used to that. So it's always something that is coming up and a reason why we shouldn't do this or we shouldn't eat that. So you guys just use your own common sense and do what you want to do for yourself. But I thought I'd bring you this article. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Prep today so you're prepared for tomorrow. What's happening to our food supply? Are they tampering with it to the point where we are not going to have it? So therefore we are forced to eat product that's not even real. Ranchers are selling their cattle by the thousands, and they're selling them as fast as they possibly can. They cannot afford to feed them any longer. What does that mean for us? Our prices are about to shoot up even higher. Let's listen to this story and leave me some comments down below.
On our cattle ranchers all around the state with no food for the cattle. Ranchers are selling their herds by the thousands.
But it could also mean higher beef prices for years to come. Nabil Ramadna shows us why.
It's another day at the Lamb Passes cattle auction. But you could say this day is extra busy.
Way more cows. We normally don't see quite as many cows here.
Andy Baumeister, who runs the auction, says record heat and drought have left cattle ranchers in a tough spot, and many are now trying to sell their cattle.
They're out of grass, out of water. Nobody's making any hay.
Terry Frakes owns a small herd of cattle just north of Lamb Passes. He usually grows his own hay.
I expect those 75 acres will produce 0 bales of hay this year.
So he'll have to buy some. And the latest bale to keep his herd fed wasn't cheap.
Last year I paid $60 a bale. That's a round bale. And I just bought some 10 days ago and paid $120.
With higher feed prices and more cows being sold, who's buying?
The majority of the cows are going to the packers.
That demand for ground beef has stayed with us, and that's kept some of the cull cows or older cow prices high, even though lots of people are selling.
Economist David Anderson says the impacts to selling so many cattle could keep beef prices higher for years.
We got a lot of beef production today, but in the future we're going to have less because we don't have those cows producing calves.
There's not going to be a lot of cattle to sell come this fall.
Nabil Ramadna, KXAN News.
And a look at the Texas Drought Monitor shows more than 93% of the state is experiencing a drought, with more than 50% under extreme drought conditions.
That rain can't come soon enough.
Nope. And you can't live in Texas without barbecue too, but are you willing to pay double for it?
KXAN photojournalist Mariano Garza shows us how the drought is also having a domino effect for all of you, the barbecue lovers.
When we first opened up, I was paying $2.60, $2.75 a pound for brisket. Now on average, we typically pay close to $5.